My son, my daughter, it is no accident that you are reading these words right now. Today my son Jesus weeps for you, not from sorrow, but from a place of great love. He has watched every sleepless night you have had, every moment you felt alone, every second you thought there was no way forward. He weeps because he feels your pain, he feels your tiredness, and he knows you have come to the very end of your strength. But hear me well. The tears he has cried for you carry supernatural power, and today those tears will bring change to your life. I say this with complete authority. The things that once broke you, the things that stole your sleep, the things that took away your peace, will no longer shake your faith even slightly, because I myself will place you on solid ground where no storm will ever reach you. This is not just another message passing your way. This is a direct move from heaven, prepared just for you. If you walk away now, if you stop reading before the end, you will miss the miracle I have already set in motion from my throne. Stay here, because what I am about to share with you will change everything. Right at this moment I am stepping into your home. I am knocking on the door of your heart. I am moving the skies above you. I know you have called out in private. I know you have wept where no one could see. I know you have asked for a sign that I am still here. Here is that sign. This message is my direct answer to that cry you sent up to me. I have not forgotten you. I never left your side. And even though the enemy told you there was no hope left, I tell you now that everything is about to turn around. Hear my voice right now. I want you to do something very simple but very strong. Like this video at this moment, not after, not when it is over, but right now. Then pass it on to someone who also needs to hear what I am saying. Why do I ask this of you? Because that small act of obedience is the key that will open the doors of heaven over your life. When you respect my word, when you share it without shame, without fear, I reward your faith with miracles you never thought possible. This is not superstition. It is a spiritual truth. Your obedience turns on my power. Right now, as you click, the angels are already getting their orders to move on your behalf. They are getting ready to open doors. They are releasing blessings that were being held back. They are breaking chains that had you tied down. But I need that signal from you, that act of faith that says to me, "Yes, Lord, I trust your word. I believe what you are telling me." Do it now. Like this message. Share it, and as you do, say inside your heart, "I receive this miracle. I receive this peace. I receive this change." Because I promise you by my holy name that all of heaven is waiting for that small act of obedience from you to release something so big that you will have to tell others about it as a testimony. The tears of my son were not wasted. Your cry did not go without an answer. And the peace I am going to give you will be so deep, so steady, so real, that when hard times come again they will no longer knock you down. You will stand strong, full of confidence, resting in my strength. Beloved daughter, beloved son, I want you to know something that will shift the way you see all that you have been through up to this point. Every tear you cried, every heavy breath of pain that left your chest, every early morning when you felt all alone, all of it reached my ears like a loud cry that moved my heart as your father. There was not one single moment when you were truly on your own, because I was there in the quiet, holding each one of those tears in my cup in heaven. And I want to share something with you that you must keep close to your heart. Those tears were not wasted. They did not go for nothing, because today I am going to turn them into a story worth telling. I am going to change them into a miracle. I am going to use them as the seed of the greatest harvest you have ever seen in your life. Because that is how I work, my son, my daughter. I take your hurt and turn it into a purpose. I take your broken pieces and make them into something strong. I take your darkest night and replace it with a bright and glorious morning. And if right now you feel you cannot keep going, that your strength has run out, that the load is too heavy to carry, let me tell you clearly, I am going to carry it for you starting at this very moment. You do not need to keep holding that weight on your shoulders any longer. I am your Father, and a true father does not watch his child get crushed under a load too heavy to bear. Because I have seen how hard you have fought, how far you have pushed yourself, how you tried to stay strong even when you were falling apart on the inside. Brothers and sisters, YouTube has demonetized this channel. Every video is now made at our own cost with zero ad revenue. Every script, edit, and upload is done by a real team serving this ministry with their time and skills, not for a paycheck, but out of love for God and for you. Without your support, continuing this work becomes incredibly difficult. If this ministry has brought value to your life, now is your chance to invest back and help keep the Word of God reaching the world. If these messages have ever moved you or strengthened your faith, please support us on Ko-Fi. Even a small gift goes a long way. The link is pinned in the comments. If you are watching on TV, open your phone camera and scan the QR code on screen. It takes you straight to our support page. Pray over it, and if God leads you, give. Thank you. I have seen those nights when you wore a smile through the day, but when darkness came you fell apart on your pillow. I have seen how you carried worries that were never yours to carry, how you took on burdens that belonged to me, how you wore yourself out trying to manage what only I can handle. And today I say to you, let it go. Let go of that heavy load. Let go of that grip on control. Let go of that need to fix everything on your own. Because as long as you hold on to your problems as if they are yours to solve, my hands cannot reach them. I need you to release them, to place them in my hands, to trust that I know exactly what to do with every problem that is weighing on you. So right now, as you hear my voice, I want you to do one simple but meaningful thing. Like this video as a declaration of faith, as your way of telling me that you trust what I am saying to you. That click is your yes to heaven. It is your way of saying, I believe in you, Lord. I let go of my burden. I take your peace. And when you do, you will feel something shift inside you, a freedom, a lightness, because that act of obedience turns on my power in your life right away. It is not superstition. It is not magic. It is a principle of the kingdom. Your obedience opens the gates of heaven. Your faith brings my hand into your situation. Your trust sets my power loose. And right now, as you give that simple click, the angels are already getting new orders to move on your behalf. They are already on the move to open doors that have been shut. They are already setting up divine moments that are going to turn your situation around. They are already shifting things that looked like they could never be moved. Because when you obey in small things, I answer in big things. When you honor my word with a simple act of faith, I honor your life with miracles that go beyond what is natural. Do you know why my son Jesus wept for you? Because he knows every fight you have fought where no one could see. He saw the times you wanted to quit but kept moving forward. He was right there when everyone walked away and you called out my name in the middle of your loneliness. He watched every time you got back up after falling, every time you tried again after failing, every time you chose to believe when everything around you was telling you to give up. And the tears he cried are tears of intercession, tears that carry the power to break every curse, to release every blessing, to open every path that has been closed. Because when the Son of God weeps for someone, all of hell shakes and all of heaven gets moving. Evil spirits run in fear because they know they have been defeated. Spiritual walls fall apart because they cannot stand against the power in those tears. Chains snap and break because the weeping of the Lamb of God holds complete authority over every form of bondage. and today heaven is moving on your behalf. Right now there are angels being given their orders. There are doors that are coming open. There is provision that is being let loose. And all of it is happening because my son stood in the gap for you with tears. All of it because he saw your courage, your value, your destiny, and chose to fight for you when you had nothing left to fight with. Now hold on to this verse that I want to place deep in your heart. Throw all your worry on him because he cares for you. This is not just a kind suggestion. This is a divine order, a command from heaven. I am telling you to let go of that worry, to stop carrying what was never yours to carry in the first place. Hand it all over to me. Every concern about money that never seems to be enough, every fear about a sickness that will not leave, every heartache over a child who has gone the wrong way, every dread about a future you cannot control. Place every single one of those things into my hands right now, because I care for you. Not that I care every now and then, not that I think of you once in a while, but I care for you without stopping, all the time, forever. You are my son, my daughter, and a father like me never leaves his children without care. Not for even 1 second, not in your darkest times, not when you feel like you are not worth it, not when you think you no longer deserve my love, because my love for you is not based on what you do. It is based on who I am. And who I am is love, faithfulness, and constant care. I have been caring for you all along, even when you did not see it. I will care for you tomorrow, even when you cannot see how. I will care for you always, no matter what lies ahead. But I need you to trust me. I need you to release that grip on control that is so hard for you to open up. I need you to rest in my strength rather than wearing yourself out with your own. Do you know what causes me the most pain? Watching my children exhaust themselves trying to fix everything on their own, when I am right here with all the power in the universe just waiting for them to let me step in. It is like having the one who owns all the gold in the world as your father, but living in lack because you never asked him for help. That is how it looks when you try to face your battles without me, because every one of those battles I'd already won for you on the cross. I'd already paid the full price. I've already broke every chain that had you bound. I already made a way where there was no way. The only thing left for you to do is believe, obey, and receive. Believe that every promise I make is true. Obey when I ask something simple of you, like taking a step of faith. And receive with a grateful heart what I have already set aside for you. And today I am going to bring you into a place of peace so deep that when storms come again, and they will come because this world is full of hard times, you are going to be so steady, so secure in me, that nothing will be able to shake you. No sickness will pull you away from your place of faith. No money problem will drag you out of your place of trust. No words people say behind your back will make you question my love. Not even the enemy with all his attacks, with all his lies, with all his plans, will be able to move you even a small step away from your faith, because you are going to be planted on the rock, rooted in solid ground, built on a foundation that will never crumble. And that rock is me, and against that rock nothing can win. The storms can rage with everything they have. The winds can blow with all their strength. The waves can hit with all their force, but you are going to stay firm, unshaken, unbroken, steady, resting in my power that will never let you down. This is what I want for you, my son, my daughter. I do not want you to live in fear, in worry, with that heaviness that steals your sleep and strips away your joy. I want you to live in peace, in happiness, in the full confidence that your Father in heaven has everything in his hands. And that peace starts today. It starts right now. It starts when you choose to believe me, when you choose to hand everything over to me, when you choose to rest in my arms like a little child who knows his father will take care of him. That simple, that deep. That is the kind of trust I want from you, Right now, as you hear my voice, something is shifting in the spiritual world. There are chains that are snapping. There are doors coming open. There are enemies backing away. Because when you truly choose to believe me, when you let go of that weight and place it in my hands, all the power of heaven begins working in your favor. This is not something set for tomorrow or next week. It is something taking place at this very moment, in the unseen kingdom, in the spiritual space your eyes cannot reach. There is a strong movement happening. There are angels being sent out with specific tasks for your life. There are doors of opportunity being unlocked. There is provision that was being held back and is now flowing free. There is healing that was already on its way and is now moving faster, all because you chose to believe, because you decided to trust, because you let go of control and gave it over to me. And I want to make something clear that you need to understand well. The peace I am giving you is not the kind of peace the world knows. A world offers a false peace, a short-lived calm that falls apart at the first sign of trouble. It is a peace that only holds when everything is going well, when there is no crisis, when things are working out in your favor. With the second something goes wrong, that peace is gone. It fades away. It falls apart, because it is a shallow peace built on sand with nothing solid holding it up. But the peace I give you is not like that. It is supernatural. It is a peace that goes beyond anything the human mind can fully take in. It is a peace that makes no sense to the natural mind, that does not match the situation, that holds steady even when everything around you is coming apart. It is a peace that can live right in the middle of the storm, that can exist in the heart of chaos, that can stay strong even when the whole world seems to be breaking down. Because I am not going to take every hard thing out of your life. That would not be possible while you are living on this earth. That would not be realistic because this world is full of troubles, tests, and painful moments. But what I am going to do, what I promise you with all that I am, is fill you with such a deep peace in the middle of those hard times that people around you are going to look and say, "How can he be so calm with everything going on around him?" They are going to watch you with surprise and wonder, trying to figure out how you can be at rest when they would be falling apart. They are going to ask, "What is your secret? What holds you up? Where do you find that calm they cannot seem to locate?" And you are going to answer with full confidence, "Because I put my trust in my God. Because I know He is in charge. Because I know that all things are going to work together for my good." And that answer is going to be a strong testimony. It is going to plant seeds of faith in hearts that are hurting. It is going to show my glory to people who are not sure I exist. It is going to reveal my power to those who feel there is no hope left. That is the peace I want to build inside your heart. A peace that does not rest on outside conditions, that is not shaken by the news of the day, that does not crack under the weight of problems that show up. A peace that comes from knowing, from being completely sure without any doubt, that your Father in heaven loves you with a love that will never end, watches over you with perfect care, and has a good and perfect plan for your life. A plan that cannot be stopped, a plan that cannot be taken away, the plan that will come to pass because I have spoken it. And that plan is moving forward right now, at this very moment, even when you cannot see it with your own eyes, even when you cannot feel it in your emotions, even when everything looks like it is working against you and nothing seems to be going right, because I work in the unseen before I show it in the seen. I work in spiritual places before things shift in the natural world. First, I move the pieces in heaven. I arrange the details in the spiritual space. I prepare the ground in the invisible, and then things begin to change on the earth. First, I shape the miracle in private. I form it in places your eyes cannot reach. I build it in the heavenly space, and then I bring it into plain sight before you at exactly the right time. So do not lose heart if you still cannot see the change you have been waiting for. Do not be worried if things still look the same as before. Do not quit just because it feels like nothing is moving, because something is moving. It is on its way. It is being put together. It is ready to show up at exactly the right time. You only need to keep trusting, to keep believing without pulling back, to stay strong in your faith without shaking, because the one who believes does not run ahead of my timing trying to make things happen by force. The one who trusts in me does not grow restless or anxious asking when his blessing will come. The one who rests in my power does not need to fight using his own strength. He does not need to push himself past what I asked of him. He does not need to wear himself out trying to do what is mine to do. And I want to talk to you about something you may have lost sight of in the middle of so many battles, so many hard times, so much pain. Your identity, your true identity in me. Do you know who you are to me? Do you have any idea how I see you when I look down from my throne? You are not a failure, even though you have made serious mistakes. You are not someone thrown away, even though others have turned their backs on you and made you feel like you have no worth. You are not someone who has lost, even though you have lost important fights in your life. You are my son, my daughter, an heir to my heavenly kingdom, one who carries my holy name, a receiver of my divine glory. You matter deeply to me, more than the most precious stones. You are loved by me with a love that will never shift or change. You have a place in my plan. You carry a specific purpose that no one else can fill. And when I look at you from my throne, I do not see the mistakes of your past. I do not see the times you fell short yesterday. I do not see your failures. I see the glorious future I have already set in place for you. I do not see your present weaknesses. I do not see your human limits. I see the potential I put inside you, the seeds of greatness I planted deep in your spirit. I do not see your current broken state. I do not see the pain you carry right now. I see the full restoration I have already prepared for you, the complete healing that is ready to appear, because I do not look at you with human eyes that judge and put down based on how things look. I look at you with the eyes of a father who loves without condition and restores without holding anything back. And from that divine view, from that heavenly place, I see you whole with nothing missing. I see you healed with no trace of sickness. I see you standing in victory with no defeat. And what I see in heaven I am going to bring about on the earth. What I speak over your life from my throne is going to come true in your reality. What I promise with my mouth I'm going to carry out with my power. Because I am not a man who tells lies, nor someone who takes back what he has said. What goes out from my mouth does not come back to me having done nothing, but it carries out exactly what I sent it to do. My plan for you is good, my son, my daughter. It is not meant to harm, not to destroy, not to bring endless pain. It is a plan of peace, of success in every area, of rich blessing. It is a future full of hope, not despair. It is a full life, not one of lack and want. And that plan is coming true now, not tomorrow, not next year, now. In this day you are living, in this moment you are breathing, while you hear me speak to your heart, because my word holds creative power, the same power that made the universe. It has the power to change impossible situations. It has power to change reality, to shift circumstances, to alter destinies. And when you receive it with faith, when you truly believe it deep in your heart, when you speak it over your life with your mouth, that word becomes real. It becomes solid truth. It shows up in the natural world. So receive right now what I am telling you. Do not let it pass as just another nice message you heard. Carve it into your heart as a divine decree carrying eternal authority, as a promise sealed with my blood that can never fail. Because this is who I am, the God who keeps all his promises, the Father who never leaves his children, the King who fights for his own with all his strength, and you are mine. Before the world began, I had already chosen you to be mine. Before you were born, I already knew you closely. Before you had a problem, I had already prepared the perfect answer, because I see the end from the start. I know every chapter of your story, and I know exactly how your life will end. And I assure you with all my authority that it will end well. It will end in complete victory. It will end with a testimony so strong that many will believe in me when they hear what I did in your life. Listen to me closely right now, because what I am about to show you will change how you face every battle. All these years you have fought alone. You have carried the weight of your problems on your own shoulders. You have tried to solve everything with your own strength, and you have grown tired. Isn't that true? You have worn yourself out fighting without seeing results, praying without seeing answers, waiting without seeing change. But right now I will show you something you had not understood. You were never fighting alone. I was there in every battle, waiting for you to let me fight for you. Because when you fight alone, you use human weapons with no power against spiritual enemies. But when you let me fight, I use my divine power that tears down strongholds, breaks chains, and opens paths where there are none. And today the moment has come for you to stop fighting and let me act. Let go of that sword you have been holding with your shaking hands. Let it drop to the ground, because I am going to pick up my heavenly sword and fight battles you did not even know you needed to fight. I am going to defeat enemies that were hiding in the shadows. I am going to break off chains you had been dragging for years, and I am going to do it with such power, with such authority, that your enemies will run away in fear when they see that I am with you. Because it is one thing to face a weak, tired human, and a very different thing to face the Almighty God who created the universe with His Word. And that God is me. And that God is on your side right now, always. Listen to what my word says. The Lord will fight for you, and you shall be still. You understand what this means. It means your only job is to be still, to rest, to trust. My job is to fight, to win, to conquer. You rest, I work. You trust, I act. You believe, I make it happen. That simple is the rule of the kingdom. But the problem is many of my children cannot be still because they do not know how to let go of control. They want to help me fix their problems as if I needed their help. My son, my daughter, I do not need your help to do miracles. What I need is your faith, your trust, your full surrender. And when you give everything to me, when you let go of that control so hard for you to release, then I can move mountains for you. Because as long as you hold on to your plans, your methods, your own way of doing things, my hands are tied. Not because I lack power, but because I respect your free will. I do not force anyone. I wait for you to invite me, to allow me, to trust me enough to give everything into my hands. And today is the day. Today is the moment to let go, to trust, to rest. Because I am going to tell you something you need to know. Your enemies are already beaten. The illness troubling you, I have already beaten me. That money trouble bothering you, I have already settled it. That family issue keeping you up at night, I have already fixed it. Everything is settled in heaven. It only needs to show up on earth, and it will show up when you believe, when you speak it out, when you live as someone who already has the win, not as someone waiting to see if it works, but as someone who knows it already worked. Because in the spirit world there is no time like you know it. For me, your miracle has already happened. Your healing is finished. Your provision has already been sent. It is only moving from heaven to your real life. And the more you believe, the faster it comes. The more you speak it, the sooner it shows up. The more you praise, the more you speed up the process. Because praise breaks down the walls holding back your miracles. The enemy cannot bear to hear you praising in the middle of the storm. It throws him off, confuses him, weakens him, because he expected to see you complaining, crying, hopeless. But when he sees you praising, when he hears you thanking me before seeing the miracle, he knows he has already lost, that your faith is stronger than his attacks, that your trust in me cannot be broken. And at that moment he must pull back. He must let go of what he had stolen from you. He must give back what he had taken from you, because he cannot stop someone who praises in the middle of the fight. And today I want you to understand one more thing. This peace I am giving you is not laziness, not giving up, not just going along with things. It is an active peace, a strong peace, a peace that comes from knowing that the one who is with you is greater than the one who is in the world. It is the peace of a soldier who rests the night before the battle because he knows his general has already planned the perfect plan for victory. You are that soldier. I am your general, and the plan is already set. The angels already have their orders. Heaven has already moved into place. Everything is ready for your win. I only need you to stay in peace, to not move from your place of faith, to not let fear pull you out of your spot of trust, because fear is the enemy's favorite weapon. He knows that if he can scare you, he can control you. If he can trouble you, he can freeze you. If he can make you doubt, he can steal your miracle. But today that weapon will no longer work on you, because I am going to give you such a deep peace that when fear knocks on your door, you will answer with faith. When doubt tries to come in, you will block it with my word. When sorrow wants to trap you, you will hide in my presence. And that peace will be your shield, your fortress, your unbreakable refuge. And nothing and no one will be able to touch you when you are covered by my peace. The enemy's arrows will bounce back. The attacks will fail. The plans against you will fall apart, because the one at peace with me is in the safest place in the universe. Not even death itself can touch the one who rests in my arms. And you are in my arms, my son, my daughter. That is where you have always been, even though you may not have felt it, because my arms have never let go of you. Not even when you felt you were falling. I was always holding you, and I am going to keep holding you until the last day of your life on this earth. And after that I am going to take you with me to heaven, where there will be no more pain, no more crying, no more sorrow. But meanwhile, while you are here, I want you to live in victory, in peace, in joy. I do not want you to just get by. I want you to thrive. I do not want you to barely hold on. I want you to win, because you are my son, my daughter. And the children of the King do not live like beggars. They live like princes, with authority, with power, with the certainty that everything they need will be given to them. Beloved daughter, beloved son, right now I want to take you deeper into this truth that is changing your life, because what I have been telling you are not empty words, not hollow promises, not a nice message to make you feel good for a short while. This is the full truth, the reality of the kingdom, the decree of heaven over your life. And when you grasp this truth, when you receive it deep in your being, everything changes. The way you see problems changes. The way you face crises changes. The way you live each day changes. Because you no longer live from fear, but from faith. You no longer react from anguish, but from peace. You no longer move in despair, but in confidence. And that change is the one I want to finish in you today. I want you to leave this message as a different person, not on the outside but at the core, not on the surface but in the deep places of your heart. I want you to finish hearing my voice right now, and for something to have broken within you, something to have been healed in your soul, something to have been restored in your spirit, because that is the reason I brought you here.